multiple fluffy CGI animals, a failed jump start into rom-com royalty, an uninspired biopic. Known for her role in The Big Bang Theory, Kaley Cuoco's movies all have this one sad thing in common. Keep watching to learn this shocking truth. In 2011, Hollywood capitalized on the popularity of Kaley Cuoco by casting her in a lead role in a tentpole release, the live-action CGI family Easter movie, Hop. The story of E.B., a wisecracking rabbit, and Easter Bunny in training, Hop follows the talking animal as he escapes to Los Angeles and befriends two human allies in Chill Fred O'Hare, played by James Marsden, and Fred's more driven sister, Sam O'Hare, played by Cuoco. Hop was a minor box office hit, raking in $108 million in North America, meaning fewer people bought a ticket to see Cuoco on the big screen than they did to watch her on The Big Bang Theory that year. Critical assessment of Hop was just as average. The film earned a pretty bad 24% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Glenn Heath Jr. of Slant wrote, "Gone are the days of childlike mystery, and in their place we have the childish Hop." Philippa Hawker of The Age wrote, "For the most part, it tries too hard, lurching from one plot contrivance to another and never giving any of its cast much to do." A lot of biographical movies about American musicians hit theaters in the 2000s, many earning critical accolades and awards attention, including Ray, Walk the Line, and Straight Outta Compton. There was one entry in the subgenre, however, that didn't knock film writers and Academy Awards voters off their feet. The Last Ride, a 2011 movie about the last days of country music pioneer and legend Hank Williams, played by E.T. star Henry Thomas as he drives through the Midwest to play a couple of concerts in late 1952 before he succumbs to the fatal effects of alcoholism. Cuoco has a small but pivotal role as a woman named Wanda, with whom Williams shares some drinks and a brief, ill-fated romance. With a thoroughly average 47% score on Rotten Tomatoes, The Last Ride is, as of 2022, the best-reviewed entry on Cuoco's cinematic resume. Mark Olson of the Los Angeles Times wrote, "Formally uninspired and thematically weak, The Last Ride really goes nowhere." With a meager Rotten Tomatoes score of 7%, the handful of critics who even bothered to review Authors Anonymous were in near universal agreement that Kaley Cuoco's lightly satirical indie comedy was a total dud. The 2014 movie, co-starring 90s heartthrob Chris Klein and tough guy actor Dennis Farina, is the worst-reviewed movie that Cuoco has ever made. Authors Anonymous is a mockumentary about a group of aspiring authors. Together, they experience jealousy, resentment, and other negative emotions when Hannah, played by Cuoco, the newest writer to join the club, becomes a wildly famous and successful publishing sensation almost immediately after putting pen to paper. That's despite being an airhead who's never heard of Jane Austen, according to Glenn Kenny's review for RogerEbert.com.
Jane, on the tip of my tongue. Austen.
Like almost every other publication and critic, the aisle seat panned Authors Anonymous, but singled out Cuoco's performance as very good and containing shrewd character work. Kaley Cuoco was the romantic lead and idealized crush object on The Big Bang Theory, one of the most popular sitcoms of the 2010s and all time. So it was something of a foregone conclusion that she would star in a big screen movie in the romantic comedy vein, not unlike Friends breakout turned A-lister Jennifer Aniston. The Wedding Ringer should have provided Cuoco a jump start into broad rom-coms and major movie comedies, but it didn't. The film is primarily a vehicle for Broadway and Frozen co-star Josh Gad, who plays a lovable nerd on the eve of marrying his dream woman. He has to recruit groomsmen because he doesn't have any friends, placing him in weird situations with a friend match service director played by Kevin Hart. Despite the presence of the usually bankable Hart and a lot of screen time from well-liked TV star Cuoco, The Wedding Ringer underperformed, bringing in $64 million in North America. Reviews were just as so-so, as The Wedding Ringer amassed a non-notable 29% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. 2015's Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip, would mark Kaley Cuoco's last major theatrical release before shifting her focus back to TV. This was the fourth entry in the series of live-action CGI movies starring the talking, singing rodents made famous by novelty records in the 1950s and a Saturday morning cartoon show in the 1980s. Amidst a road movie plot about the male chipmunks trying to prevent their human caretaker Dave from marrying a doctor, the singing critters bond and battle with the Chipettes, a trio of female chipmunks who are also a sibling sibling singing group. Amy Poehler voiced shy Eleanor in Alvin and the Chipmunks' Chipwrecked, but opted not to return for the Road Chip, leaving the role open for Cuoco. Commercially, the Road Chip was a big success, bringing in $234.8 million at the global box office. Film critics, however, found the film to be utterly repulsive. It scored a lowly 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Tara Brady of Irish Times wrote, "Normally dependable comic actors are wasted." Kath Clark of Time Out recommended viewers, quote, stick sharpened knitting needles into their ears. With reviews like that, perhaps it's a good thing that Cuoco didn't show her face in the movie, represented only by her barely recognizable pitch-shifted vocal performance. Regardless of her lack of critical praise or abundant commercial film success, Cuoco's fame has skyrocketed since her role on Season 1 of the HBO Max caper The Flight Attendant, as well as a lead voice role in the well-received Harley Quinn animated series. She's also got a number of opportunities in her future.
You didn't make me, Joker. I made myself.
With multiple award-winning shows under her belt, the actress has proven that she is a force to be reckoned with in the entertainment industry. In fact, she has a number of films lined up, including the Netflix action comedy The Man from Toronto and a rumored role in Role Play per Deadline. Of her upcoming romantic comedy Meet Cute, in which she stars opposite SNL comedian Pete Davidson, Cuoco shared, "I saw the movie recently and I'm so excited about it. I'm trying not to be biased, but it's really sweet." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite actors are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.